So hello again, and this is another watch ramble, walk and talk. And if it's rubbish, I'll just not make any more. But once again, I'm wearing the Darth Vader light, so it's almost the full Darth Vader, apart from the positive display, because I've got the GD bracelet on the G body. So it's I suppose the Darth Vader light. And the reason that it is vertical, the video, is because I can switch hands like that. And if I hold it horizontal, it makes it very difficult for me to move hands. And what I found is that you can only hold it for so long before I have to switch it like that. And so that's why it's horizontal. But I really wanted to show you the G-Shock once again. And today, recently I've been wearing the gold one all the time, but I had mentioned the Darth Vader light, and because I'm wearing a black t-shirt, you know, this sort of matches. And the other attire is, I don't know if you can see my wellies and shorts. That's what you rock around here. The reason I have wellies on all the time is because of snakes and other creatures that are in the long grass, and they'll nip you. And so, believe it or not, I don't know if you can see that, the wellies is the way forward. So even though it's sunny and warm, you know, I have to wear my wellies. And yeah. So, watch talk, and I have a lot to say, you know, about watches really. And you know, I don't really want to be on camera being a pain in the bum or being negative about watches, because, you know, if a watch has been made, it tends to have had massive amounts of engineering put into it, lots of design effort put into it, and obviously, you know, the people that make the watch, the designers, you know, they like the watch. And what tends to happen is somebody always wants to wear that watch. But of course, hello. Yes, I know, that dog wants attention. But anyway, and so whenever I make a negative reference about a watch, I like to explain why I don't like it, or why I think it's not very good, or I tend to not even talk about it, because, you know, I don't want to be negative. I think it's more helpful to point out the stuff that you like. And one of the nice things is, and that I've decided that I'm going to do with this channel, well, it's what I'm doing right now, is I simply talk about stuff I like, and because then it's much easier to talk about it. Because if you like it, you can just say, hey, look at this, I like it, and that's it. And it seems you know, a nice way to go about it. And but what is very interesting is, over the years I've had, you know, lots of watches, and you know, I've worn lots of watches regularly, and I've had the opportunity to, you know, sample and look at more watches. So I really feel that, you know, my watch vocabulary, you know, is quite wide, although I am aware that there are many watches I've never handled and I haven't seen, because if you're a watch fan, a watch enthusiast, you'll know that, you know, this is a great hobby to be in, because you have so much, there's so many options, there's so many different designs, different types of watches out there. So, you know, there's a lot of subject matter to get your head into, and you know, it's all very interesting. And so what is very interesting is, considering all the watches that I've worn, I've seen, that I've tried on, why is it that these days I'm gravitating towards G-Shock? Because G-Shock aren't the most expensive, although their MRGs are, you know, very expensive. But most, you know, most of the G-Shocks, you know, are around that $100 mark, you know, to $250 mark. But so many G-Shocks are within that $300 mark. And every style and design you can think of is in there. And you have analog quartz types, you have digital types, every different shape, size and color you can think of. And those watches are probably not the G-Shocks that I actually wear these days, because if you've been watching this, you'll probably have seen the squares that I wear. And I like metal cases and metal bracelets, although I do like rubber straps on metal cases. So that's my taste is above that $300 mark. And I particularly like the MRG stuff, because that's but the MRG stuff, you're heading towards Swiss prices, so that's really interesting. But the point again is, and one of the things that I keep asking myself is, why do I choose this over an IWC Pilot or an Omega lots of the time, a Rolex Datejust, Rolex Submariner? Why is it that this style of watch has become my go-to wristwatch? And I find that very interesting. And because I am in the process of designing watches myself, maybe that's made me focus a lot on design and what people like. And perhaps I like the culture of G-Shock. I don't really know. What I'm really trying to do is just design something that's cool and that is functional and does what you want it to do. So once again, the G-Shock thing, because I'm going to get hold of some more G-Shocks, and I think they're cool. And out of all the watches I could go for, there's one in particular that's a very interesting thing. And why have I gone for that one out of all the other watches you can go for? I mean, it could mean that I'm crazy. It could mean that I've lost my mind, and I have bad taste. And if you look at my hair and my Wellingtons, yes, okay, I have to accept that that's a possibility. I could have terrible taste. But why do I go to G-Shock? Now, I think in other videos I said that, because this is solar powered, so the battery is obviously going to be charged up the whole time. And because it synchronizes with my iPhone and it has multiband 6, it means that to the second, it's very accurate. So when I have to jump on aeroplanes and go places, or pick up transportation to go here and there, when I'm given a time, I often say, hey, I'll be there to the minute, believe me. I'm powered by G-Shock here. So the aeroplane had better be there, because my watch and me will be there. So it's the fact that the thing can be sat on the tabletop and for weeks on end, or you can hide it in the drawer. When you pull it out to wear it, the thing is asleep. It has a power mode where the screen goes off to save power, but the minute you touch it and or it sees light, the screen comes back on. But what it means is that the thing is good to go, and I don't have to set the time. And I think I've mentioned in other videos, when I'm cooking, I'll often grab a G-Shock, go downstairs, fire up the pans to cook potatoes and things, and then I grab the G-Shock, and I use the stopwatch and the timer function. Often I have the timer for sensitive things like eggs or potatoes, and then stopwatch for other things. So this square here is a cooking aid. I use these squares all the time for cooking. So that's a big thing, and I said it in another video. When I pick up a manual wind watch, I know this sounds a bit ridiculous. How can you be so busy that you can't set the time? But the thing is, many times I really don't have time to set the time, but I still put the watch on, and I wear it for an hour or so, and in that time it's charged up because it's automatic, so the winding rotor has obviously put some power into the spring, and so the thing starts running, and then I glance at it and I think, oh, it's 3 o'clock, and then I remember it's not 3 o'clock at all. It's because I haven't set the time. And it's at that point that I think, okay, I've sort of, enjoyed it. I need to run upstairs, take it off and put the G-Shock on so I can get on with my life. Or I've in the past have worn the Apple Watch, but these days I never put the Apple Watch on. And even when I have done, I've instantly taken it off because I think it's just too boring, or it's too hackney, and where I'm going, I want to impress people, so I need to be rocking a full metal, or I need to be rocking a G-Shock, or if I'm really trying to impress people, I put on the gold TFG, which is the G-Shock I wear all the time. And I said in another video, if I had the firepower, I would have bought that solid gold G-Shock Square at $70,000 US. Definitely. And not only that, I'd wear the thing all the time. And in fact, I'm so cross that I didn't have the money to buy a solid gold G-Shock. Literally that, but in solid gold, 300 grams, and it looks almost identical to my TFG, which is solid gold coloured, and which is like this, but gold plated, the ion plating, the colouring plating. And I keep thinking, if I had the solid gold G-Shock, can you imagine how cool that would be? Because I'd literally be rocking a £70,000 solid gold G-Shock every day. And I imagine people would say, hold on, that isn't real gold, that's the 35th anniversary TFG. And I'd say, look, sunshine, this is the real deal, this is the solid gold beast, and you'd take it off, and the person would feel it and think, gosh, that's a heavy thing, how's it so heavy? And I would say, because it's solid gold. So that is the watch that I want. Now, only 35 were made originally, and I know that originally they didn't all sell out immediately, but eventually all the grey market dealers picked them up. So they were all sold, but it meant that the grey market was going to determine the price, and instantly they were above $70,000 US. So you might have had the opportunity to get them around that price or a little bit less earlier. If you'd have bought directly from a Casio authorized dealer. But if you go to the grey market, they've added the premium pricing on top of them. And I know that you could buy one for about $85,000. But I did see one recently for $100,000. Now, I don't know. I'm not really a person that wants to pay grey market prices if they are a premium, because it's just how my brain works. I think, hold on, it was originally sold by Casio at 70,000. It might have been 69,000, but for some reason I think I only want to pay the retail price. I can't pay the premium. But these days, that is the watch that I want. I really do, because I want to wear it. I mean, why would you wear it? But some idiot like me, I want the solid gold Casio G-Shock on my wrist. And I think this video needs to be left on a high, and that's where I'm going to leave it. My one watch that I really want is the solid gold G-Shock. I'm so flipping cross that I haven't got that watch. Anyway, who knows? And I hope everyone's well.